Good morning to all. This is Naveen Kumar Sriramoju. We are into the part 9 of C program tutorial. So in this class we will be talking about the concept called as variables. So we will be seeing the definition, we will be seeing the examples, and we will be seeing the rules that are to be followed when we are giving some names to the variables. So the topic is like this, and I will start like this. Variables. Okay, so how can you define a variable? A variable is a place where we store some constant value. I'm giving the definitions which are very simpler and which will be accepted by all the people and all the experts. So it is easy to make the to keep the subject very simple. So a variable, I will define like this. A variable is a name in which a constant value is stored. Okay, so this is all about the definition of a variable. A variable is a name in which a constant value is stored, right? So this is all about the definition of the variable. Now what we'll do is we will be try to define the variable in one more format, and this is called as a second definition of a variable, right? So here we can define a variable like this. A variable is a name given to the memory location right, in the memory where a constant is stored. Okay, so this is the second definition of a variable. So here we do have two variables, right? So the first definition of variable is like this. A variable is a name in which a constant value is stored. The second definition is like this. A variable is the name given to the memory location in the memory where a constant is stored. So what we'll do is we will be talking about the variable by taking an example. I'll take an example like this. Let me complete the example. A is equal to 4, B is equal to 5, C is equal to A plus B, right? So we want to print the value of C. Now here in the smallest code I have written, I have the variables like this. So here in the above example, A comma B comma C are the variables. And how can I say that these are the variables? Why? Because A is stored, A is used. I'll take small. A is used to store a value. Okay, that is 4, right? Now B is used to store a value 5, right? Now C is used to store the value after adding A and B. So this is how you have to understand, like we are taking the concept of variables only in order to store some values. So in the above example taken, A is a variable which is storing 4, B is a variable which is storing 5, and C is a variable which is storing the value which we get after adding the value of A and adding the value of B. So this is all about the concept of variable, right? Now what we'll do is we will be talking about the variable names. So for a particular location we have to give a name, and that is called as the variable name. So I will now continue with a topic called as variable names. right? So we are having certain rules to be followed when we are giving some names to the variables. So I will be listing out all those now. Variable naming rules. Okay, so point number 1 here is variable naming rules are also called as variable naming conventions. Variable naming conventions. These are all conventions. Is the other name for variable naming rules. Okay, so first rule is every variable name should start with an alphabet. See, remind this, keep in mind that whenever we are giving some names to variables, so every variable name should start with an alphabet. I will take some examples here. Example is like this. Suppose in the previous example we have taken one variable called as A, we have taken one more variable called as B, and we have taken one more variable called as C. So every instance here is showing that the name of the variable should start with an alphabet, right? So this is how you have to understand. So I will take one more example here. Employee ID is equal to 101. So here employee ID is the name of a variable, and here you have to keep in mind that employee ID is a word whose first position is starting with an alphabet. So this is point number 1 to be noted. Now we will be going with point number 2. So every variable name okay, should be the combination, can be, should be, or can be. We can write, it is not a compulsion rule, should be or can be a combination of alphabets and digits. That means if at all, I will take an example and I will tell you. If at all we take like this, employee, okay, ID 1, ID 2 is equal to 243. So this can be taken as an example for the second rule of variable naming rules. So we will be going with the third one here, right? So a variable name, okay, should contain only, okay, a special symbol underscore, okay, should contain only the special symbol underscore. Other than this underscore, nothing, no other special symbol is allowed. So this is the point number 3 to be noted, right? Now we are talking about the fourth point. Any variable name should not contain any spaces. A variable name should not contain any spaces, right? That means if at all we have a variable name in the combination of 2 to 3 words, then it can be combined with an underscore. I will tell an example like this. Suppose I write like this, student details, then this is a invalid name of a variable. Okay, suppose I will take like this, student underscore details, then it is a valid name of the variable we are taking. So this is the fourth point to be considered, right? We are talking about the fifth point. So whenever we are giving the name to a variable, the limit of the name okay, should be not exceeding 31 characters. So 31 characters is said to be the limit of the right name given to the variable. So this is the fifth point to be noted, right? So now we will be talking about the sixth point. So C language is case sensitive. Sixth C language is case sensitive. That means the capital letter and the small letter are having different meanings in it, and both are different. An example is like this. Example is Naveen. Naveen is not equal to, right, Naveen. So the first word Naveen is different from the second word Naveen, though the spelling is the same. So this is the sixth point to be noted. So this is all about the variable naming rules to be followed whenever you are giving some name to a variable, and this is all about today's class. So in the next class we will be talking more on the subject. Thank you.